Does sequencing matter when it comes to training? This is a topic that I've seen a lot of conflicting information about, and I'm pretty sure that almost all of you at one point were under the impression that you had to put your compound lifts first, when in reality this may not be the case. So let's talk about sequencing and how we should sequence our workouts. First thing that we need to understand is that every exercise that we do is going to build up an amount of central nervous system fatigue that will affect our subsequent sets. Even while doing a full body split and using untrained lifters who do not produce as much fatigue as trained lifters, what we find is that the amount of reps that can be performed within a set will decrease based on sequencing. CNS fatigue can limit the number of stimulating reps within our workout, as we can also see with short and long rest times. So if we are trying to prioritize a certain muscle group over another one, it may be better to sequence it first within your workout to maximize the number of stimulating reps for that muscle group. Another thing that can affect in-session fatigue is whether or not we are doing a shortened position or lengthened position movement, as we know that training at longer lengths can cause more in-session fatigue, as well as unilateral movements. But with unilateral movements, we also find that there's a trade-off within an increase in motor unit recruitment, so keep that in mind. So if we think about this in the context of minimizing fatigue while maximizing hypertrophy to areas that you'd like to predominantly grow, it could be wise to sequence your workout in order of importance for whatever muscle groups or movements you'd like to develop most. Or you can sequence in a way purely to reduce fatigue, so you can spread your effort more evenly by sequencing within the order of shortened position movements, lengthened position movements, and possibly unilateral movements at the end of your workout. And if you're willing to go through the trouble within your programming, I would advise that you put these two together and sequence your priorities first, but also try to put more fatiguing movements later within your workout so that you can spread your effort more evenly. But don't be too afraid to put a lengthened position movement or unilateral movement first if that's what's best for the muscle group that you are trying to prioritize the most. The type of split that you do may also heavily affect your sequencing and what you can prioritize. With a traditional upper-lower split, you are somewhat limited to 2 days where you can sequence prioritized upper body movements and lower body movements. So in some cases, it may be better to deviate from upper-lower if you want to have a more nuanced focus within the muscle groups you'd like to develop. Or you can switch to a full body, as you do have more freedom within your sequencing. Which all in all answers the question,